Hey guys, Draftmaster here, and if you did notice, I did change my name, and yeah, I just did it because obviously most of you know DraftKings, the fantasy draft site, so I didn't want any confusion, so I did that, not associated with them in any single way. So let's get into my top wide receivers of the 2016 NFL Draft. First, most of you know Corey Coleman at a Baylor is easily one of the most elite receivers in the class. As you can see from his stats over here, he ran for about 111 yards, which is pretty okay for a wideout. And then receiving, he had 1,300 yards and 20 touchdowns. So he got the scores on the board, which is what you want to see out of a wide receiver like him. Then we go to Laquan Treadwell. I don't know about him. I really like him out of Ole Miss, but he might stay for his senior year. He said he's still debating. I think he's going to go for the NFL like most people. Here's his stats. He ran for negative 5 yards this season, but yeah, he caught 1,000. He caught for 1,000 yards, 76 receptions, 8 touchdowns. I think he's an elite wide receiver. Um, he didn't really have the greatest quarterback this year, just still a nice one. Josh Doxson, obviously, he got hurt, but I think he's a great receiver for Javon. Yeah, I think he's going to the NFL. And he's going to be a nice receiver in the NFL. Rushing, he got 6 yards. He got 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns before he got hurt in about the last 2 weeks, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I project him going first, second round. And these two, Corey Coleman, I project going first round. Him project for first round. Him first, second. Tyler Boyd, a dude I like a lot. A guy who can play running back, wide out, whatever you need him to play, really. See, if you look at his stats, he had 349 rushing yards, so that's pretty nice. And he only had 926 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns, but I still project him going first or second round because the athlete he is. Michael Thomas, good receiver out of Ohio State, the Ohio State University. Um, 709 yards, 8 touchdowns. Receiving, he only fumbled once, so that was pretty nice. Didn't look like he rushed in his career. Pharaoh Cooper, although South Carolina had a horrible season compared to what they usually have, he had an okay season. Um, yeah, they went 3-9. I don't know what happened this year. So he ran for 111 yards and a touchdown, 973 yards receiving, and 8 touchdowns. So that's pretty nice. I'll give him that. I project him going second round, easy. Sterling Shepard, a guy who had a big game, I think week one, and then kind of calmed down, but then came firing at the end of the year. And it looks like he can return too. So receiving, he got 1,200 yards and 11 touchdowns, so that's really nice for him. I project him going second round. Kenny Lawler Jr., I project him going third, fourth. Don't really, I like him. He could be a guy like Keenan Allen. Yeah. Yeah, see, he only got 583 yards, but he did score the 10 touchdowns, so that's why I put him so high on my list. And I gave him such a good rating. You can't have a list without this guy. Braxton Miller. Project him going really late third, early fourth. Let's look at his career stats. Sorry. Passing, obviously, he was the quarterback for 3 years at OSU, but he got hurt and hurt his shoulder, so I think it's messed up. So he moved to wideout. He did complete a ball this year for 3 yards. That's okay, obviously. Um, Rushing, he got 234 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. Obviously, in years before when he was a quarterback, he could be a little more scrambly. Receiving, he did okay with the 329 and 3 touchdowns. For his first year, that's pretty good. Yeah. Next guy, Lenate Karu. Third, fourth round, some guy like that. At a Rutgers. Check his stats out. Receiving, 809 yards, 10 touchdowns. It looks like he's tried to return a little, but he didn't really do that well at it. Good player. Good player. De'Runio Wilson. The reason I actually put this guy so high on my list is because of his height. He's 6'5", 6'4", debatably. And he has okay stats. I mean, 822 yards and 9 touchdowns and only 55 receptions. That's pretty nice. He fumbled once, big deal. Yeah. Okay. Next guy out of Florida. I like Demarcus Robinson. Let's check out his stats. Rushing, he got 1 yard, which is 11 games and a 1 attempt. Receiving 505 yards. He only got 2 touchdowns. That's why I feel like he could have gone better if he continued on that last season when he had 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. If he continued on that season, I feel like he could have been a first-round pick. An Oregon wide receiver, Braylon Addison, guy that looks pretty decent. He has he threw a touchdown this year, 39-yarder. He rushed for 84 yards and 2 touchdowns. And receiving, he did okay. 10 touchdowns, 775 yards. Again, with him, if he continued more on last season, I feel like he could have been, his draft stock could have gone way up than it really was. Devon Kajusite, 4th, 5th round, something like that. And if I don't say their draft rounds, I forget. I'm sorry, but if you want to know, it's right here. Right here. So, yeah, so if I ever forget, just look there, and I'll show you what round I project them going. A guy who was one of those receivers that was a decent player, but could have been better in his career. 375 yards, 3 touchdowns, that's okay. Yeah, he looks like a reliable receiver. 4th, 5th round. Jordan Payton at UCLA, good receiver. I feel like he was a lot better with Brett Hundley. Josh Rosen, obviously a great quarterback. Yeah, but he had a good season for Josh. 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's always good for him. All right. I just want to say thank you for watching, and hope you have a good New Year again. I'm sorry for not banging out that running back video sooner, but I'm gonna upload this video and more in the future. So I'll see you later, guys. Bye.